Yes. Oh boy. Oh, fire. Fire. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like my pet talk, essentially, to myself because it's about to be fire. You know what? I feel like every single one of these are fire. They pertain to a particular perspective and at a particular time of point in space. For myself and also to the individual that's receiving these intermissions and dialogues with self, right? Anywho, what is it before meaning is applied? Yeah, yeah. Like a couple days ago, I've arisen from another dimension and returned back to this common reality that we all share, right? Seemingly looks common, but of course, within that reality, everybody has their own perspective and what they want to see, witness, and experience and do. And I was like, man, what is it before meaning gets applied to it? And of course, the only answer that I can come up with is that it simply is, right? This also equivalates to the infamous I am that I am. Before even describing what it is, it simply is, right? So a situation would occur and we would say it like it is what it is. It can't be explained. We can't figure it out. We don't know what the hell happened. It's a bit of a conundrum, right? Confumbled at that as well too. So you know what? It is what it is. It is beyond any explanation. It is beyond giving meaning. And so we will apply this concept to certain situations that are just unthinkable, right? But then in other things and almost every one of our daily lives and experiences, we tend to apply meanings to things. But let me get more particular. The brain tries to put data into what has been experienced or what has been perceived. It tries to give an explanation to something. And while it's doing that, the present moment is passing you by. So then you end up being in the past, isn't it? We spoke about this before. So then you realize as you continue to try to give meaning to things, if you sometimes find it hard to remain in the present, because to remain in the present, it requires no meaning, right? It just simply is, right? This is before the meaning gets applied. At its original state, it is quite just neutral. It is just there to be experienced, to be witnessed, to be touched, to be smelled, to be jolly with. All these verbs, right? Explaining actions, subjects and objects, communication with one another. And that's it. There's nothing else going on, right? But of course, we all create creative beings. We like to give our creativity and put some creative spark into things. And then suddenly we create a meaning for it. Some meaning the collective consciousness agreed to it. Red light means stop. Yellow light means cautious. Green light means go. This is a bit of a universal thing that we all have agreed to, right? But then things get more particular with someone's particular experiences. Now, your definition of what that is can drastically be different for the definition of what I see it as. So therefore, essentially, we're giving two meanings to the one same thing that has occurred, right? Or the popular saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure. You see what I'm saying? Fantastic. We are experiencing the same thing, but then we see it quite differently. And the only way you can see it quite differently is because you're giving it yourself particular meanings to it. And these meanings often comes from environment, situations, people, the way how you was arisen, your parents' perspectives, then got passed down to you. There's so many things, so many cogs in the motion that can attribute to why you see it the way that you see it, because in order to see it, you have to give it meaning in that particular perspective and way and manner. That's fire, right? So we get so consumed with these things. Oh, what does that mean? Oh, what that must mean this. You know, my parents are from the Caribbean. Mom dreams of fish. Suddenly, somebody must be pregnant. And it's interesting because somebody was pregnant. So what's happening here, right? What is happening here? Pattern recognition, emotional charge. Like what's happening here, right? Because there is a cycle in this system. It is a system. We call it a system because things happen cyclically, and it's happening on and on and on at a particular time and place. So therefore, this is what we define what a system is. Right? It is a system and it's confined. The body is like a particular system and it's confined. But the host within these systems cannot be confined. It cannot be defined. It cannot be constrained. It is boundless. It is limitless. Only if it deem itself to be. Right? Yeah, this is fire. I told you. This is interesting. So, I don't know. There's so many ways you could approach this, I guess you can say, right? On one side, you can continue to give meanings to a lot of things. And on the other side, you can just accept it for what it really is without giving any meaning at all, right? Because in the grand scheme of things, it is indeed illusionary. So you're giving meaning to something that doesn't exist, essentially, in the grand scheme of things. So opposed to just, well, instead of just fiddling with that, why not just accept it at its supreme existence, which is neutral, right? Which is just simply is. We are swimming in creation. We are breathing in creation in itself. Because without breathing in that creation, this other portion of creation cannot exist, right? So that fine-tuned energy behind creation keeps everything going. And we try to define it. There's been wars, there's been death, countries created and decimated from it. And it's simply having fun with itself, right? It. There's a movie called It. What was it talking about here? It's quite fascinating, you know. But it's also interesting because I won't use the term argument because both perspectives are indeed correct. But indeed, there's only just one supreme perspective that has been split up in infinite ways, which essentially will cycle back to this one supreme perspective, right? Or the one atom that ends up splitting itself and then it split itself some more and some more and some more, and suddenly it's everywhere. So is it really everywhere, or is it just one splitting itself up in multiple faceted ways to the point that it seems like it's everywhere? Quantum physics have tried to discuss these things. Another word for quantum physics is spirituality. These terms and words like to hide what's really being said, right? With the energy behind it, you know. But in the grand scheme of it all, it really don't quite matter. My perspective, of course, I try to find a supreme perspective to stand on. One that is very hard to argue against. You know, I like living life at that particular point. Of course, I am still here within this experience, so I will experience what you all experience. But how I handle it and how I see it is going to be at this supreme perspective, which is nothing is happening, nothing is going on. My five senses are tingling, but outside the five senses is nothing happening. You see what I'm saying? So it's quite fascinating to have this particular God consciousness perspective, as some like to label it and call it, because simultaneously you see it all, and also simultaneously it is tunnel vision. Tunnel vision meaning pertaining to your particular life and how you want to do it and view it and live it. God conscious, as in every single thing and every aspect is yours. It is your device. It is your creation, right? And you're just playing in it however you deem fit. Some people play hard. Some people don't, right? Flip a coin, see what happens, right? It's fascinating. But before the meaning is applied, this is where you find the ultimate truth of things, right? Then afterwards, when you're applying meaning, you're just being creative. You're being playful, you know? Some meaning elevates itself into the collective consciousness, and other meanings just have an individual perspective and how they want to view things and how they want to use it in their particular life, right? Or you can also have a group collective consciousness, which we call the tribes, right? Or nation, right? And this nation says this and that is happening, while the other nations say this and that is happening. Both are neither wrong, both are neither right. You see what I'm saying? This is creation. This is our God-given gift to ourselves, from ourselves, right? And we get to choose how we want to play with it at the end of the day. So really, I just want to put that out there. It's not nothing of a major discussion or a major concept, just something to share. You know, oftentimes these videos are just thought process within my head, and then I just suddenly want to grab a camera and project these thoughts out there into the universe, right? And, gather other like-minded individuals to have the same discussion to see if they have come across the same concept. And chances are they have, because I am just simply another version of them. So this is not no groundbreaking thing from one individual, because if it was, it still came from you as well, right? Another version, right? The multiverse, as they call it. Because if it can happen here, it can also happen there. And here and there are simply right here, all together, all at once. So there's no separation, right? Language, it gets all fizzled up and trying to create a separation of these things. But in the grand scheme of it all, it is all just still one thing in a bubble, right? A comparison, of course, to the human body. Within the human body, there are other organisms within it working in unison together. Earth can be viewed as the same way. You have this great big plane, and on top of this plane, there are organisms, human beings, animals, and different matters working and playing and fighting amongst each other. But it's all happening on this one plane. And then, up it, up it, up it, up. You have the universe, you have the cosmos, whatever name you want to call it. And as you continue to keep going up and up, you will find that there's simply one single organism housing all of these phenomenal events. An infinite amount of time. I use my fist as that organism. And within the fist, everything is happening inside of it. So this is the one, and everything is happening inside of it, right? As just a way to metaphorically compare what I just said, or bring it back full circle in case you needed an example on what the kid is trying to say here, So the gist or the moral of the story, if I had to apply a meaning, is simply just to have fun with it all. All perspective is all perspectives. That's it, You have your own personal experiences, and if you choose to share it with the world, share it. If you choose to be individual with it, be it so. It's all beautiful at the end of the day. It is all fascinating. It's fire, like it's alchemical. I mean, there's so many terminology that I can use and throw out into the space, right, to say one thing. And quite frankly, I would use the term love. Like, it is love. It is freaking love, Yeah, yeah. On that note, yeah, one love. We up out of here. I think that's fire. For sure, for sure.